Welcome to Chaos Origins. Make sure you guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. Now, this is very, very interesting because we got the new set configuration going forward for Chaos Origins, and it is confirmed that overframe cards for many existing themes, and with this pack alone, you'll be able to build new packs or decks as well. And of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game, The Chronicles anime, will be continuing with this. So, what is the new set configuration for this? For the OCG, it's 4 overframes per core booster, it looks like. So for this, it's going to be 5 packs, 30 packs per box, and card configuration is going to be 80 cards with 4 ultimate rares, 8 ultra rares, 10 super rares, 18 rares, and 40 normal cards available in the set. And 24 cards in the set will also come Prismatic Secret Rare. 30 cards in the set will come Secret Rare, and 4 of the Prismatic Secret Rares will come in Overframe card art. And of course, is the standard bonus pack for this as well. So 4 of the ultra rare cards will appear with a new illustration as well. So that's kind of interesting for the expansion pack, that they're doing something a little bit different this time. They're actually giving alt arts to the reprints. About time, Konami. So that's good news. That's good news for Chaos Origin. They're making overframe cards as a luxury style of product. Now, the big concern here is this set says Chaos on it. That really brings up some scary words. Now, this is basically a new block, and with new blocks, you typically, I would suspect this is probably going to be a green set, much like the Duelist sets. But interestingly enough, this isn't a Duelist set. We're just coming out of the gate and naming it Chaos. So, interesting topic for discussion here is, since we are on a new block, are we just going to pull out, Black Luster Soldier and Chaos Emperor Dragon retrains at this point? Because honestly, it feels like it. Now, since, new block, or, maybe new feel, new format laying out, who's this? It could be Black Luster Soldier support, and it could also be Gaia as well. It's been a little bit since we went to, you gotta remember, was it Return of the Duelist had the Gaia support in it to start the block, which wasn't exactly the most exciting thing in the world. Let's call that what that is. But it was also the block that we had some actually interesting things coming out. Because, that set had Droplet, though we just had Forbidden Crown come out. So, you can't really take new staples and print them already. That's a little bit worrisome, to say the least, on that part. There's also the discussion of the Chaos Endruler, probably one of the craziest, most broken cards sitting on the back burner that we haven't actually gotten yet. Chaos Endruler, the beginning and the end, definitely is a card that would be kind of hard to bring out. It can't be normal summon set, and it must be first special summon from the hand by banishing a Light Warrior and a Dark Fiend monster from your graveyard. Now, that would very much tie into Black Luster Soldier support. But when special summoned, when special summoned, cards and effects cannot be activated, and you can pay 1,000 life points to banish all cards from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard, and then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each of the cards banished by this effect. It's crazy to me because this is on a 3,500 attack point boss monster, and we don't really. We know that this card exists. It sits, or it was very briefly shown in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal 11 as like some crazy power card. But the takeaway from this is, if Konami were to make a card like this, it requires such specific summoning conditions to access that, I mean, you can't really allow the monster to burn out the opponent's entire hand. That's the problem with modern era Yu-Gi-Oh! In a nutshell, honestly. If you were to make a boss monster like this and I activate Grass Looks Greener and I make it my deck's entire purpose to mill down cards to try to access said powerful boss monster, then yes, I am unfortunately part of the problem, and that does open up some very problematic, doors for this particular thing. So in reality, people, as much as I want to see the Chaos Endruler, be an existing card, I don't really think it's the case. Now, we go back to the poster child here, the Black Luster Soldier. I wouldn't be surprised to see. It'd be really cool to see an Envoy retrain, but the thing is, like, any chaos monster that you are printing at this point is going to be slow. There's also the topic of this being a chaos flavored set, that we could in fact see the legendary cards that we are missing, the Dark Flare and the Light Pulsar retrains. They've done everything else out of like the Yu-Gi-Oh! R stuff at this point, except for Light Flare or Light Pulsar and Dark Flare. Those two cards are, and honestly, I think Konami's like afraid to do Chaos Dragon retrains at this point in time, but it wouldn't be surprising to actually see them trying to do this in a set where, it's literally got chaos in the name. Name a more appropriate place for Konami to put this than a set that literally is labeled Chaos Origins. Also, I think that's kind of an interesting place too, is you're calling the set Chaos Origins, which means you have to be building on the fundamentals of light and dark in this set. And I mean, we could just toss this back to a Blue Eye set, but I can't. We just did Blazing Dominion, so we can't really. You're not going to do a Jack Atlas set. You've already done Yusei. What candidates do you really have that fits the bill for chaos at this point? Because that is where I'm at right now. I can see Chaos Dragon stuff being tossed in here. I can see Konami doing Black Luster Soldier and that, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal doesn't seem like a likely candidate unless you're going to do like a super powered number monster for that. Maybe, the Numeron network itself. I can't think of anything from Link Frames that really matters. You could spin this all back around and you could do Darkness from GX. I wouldn't be all that opposed to seeing the Darkness being up front with this set. I think it'd be a really cool idea to see that, the Darkness that had the ability to shift cards around. But that also seems very unlikely at this point that they would do that. Though GX did have a lot of Darkness in it. That also, I guess, means we could do Armitile. We could do a retrain for him. Even though, we just did a Yubel set. There is the Godhead Yubel that was mentioned in the GX interview that's still sitting on the back burner as well that we could see. Chaos is not a good theme to be speculating on what's going to be what, because there is so much that Konami could actually drop into this. Like, I'm kind of intrigued, honestly. There's a lot more here than I kind of anticipated there to be, and I think that is honestly a good thing. So we're starting off, 2026 is going to be a very interesting year, especially if we're pulling out a chaos set like this. So, but what do you guys think about the potential here? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.